Good morning. So, this is your life hack number 2, and it's the miracle morning routine. I know if you've ever heard me or if I've ever given you any advice, it's to read personal development. Well, there's a book out there called The Miracle Morning, and I'm going to basically just give you the principles of the miracle morning, and I'm actually going to do them with you. So, I start my day as soon as I get up. Well, the miracle morning, let me back up. It basically asks you to slowly get up earlier and earlier. Start with 10 minutes, start with 20 minutes, but eventually getting to an hour, so that you can get in all of what I'm going to go over. And let me just tell you that getting up was not something that I used to be able to do. I used to be the girl that needed 8 hours of sleep. No lies. I needed to sleep 8 hours or I was like a basket case. And over the course of 2 years ago, I just slowly got better and better at getting up early. And I think that it feels so good to start my day that it became something, it was like a no-brainer. So when I get up, I set my alarm for, I don't really snooze because I don't really have time. So I just make sure that I have enough time for my workout and then what I'm going to talk about. So as soon as I wake up, I put my headphones in. And I do this because my it begins my silence. And I know this sounds funny because it's not silent, but it is in my head. Because if I don't have something silent, if I don't have something going on in my ears, for some reason, I have a hard time getting to that state. So I like to listen to Tim Robbins. I like to listen to a good sermon. I just like to put in something that's going to lift me up. I'll share my podcast listing after, but I like to just listen to something that is going to inspire me to want to do more with my life, more with me, more as a mom, as a parent. I just get all of that into my brain, and I listen as I get ready. Put my workout clothes on, I turn on the tea kettle, and I make my lemon water, which is what I have right here. I practice deep breathing. I just try to get my senses going for the morning, and this is part of the silence. This is part of what creates the silence in us. Once whatever I'm listening to is over, and I'm talking like 6-7 minutes, nothing like an hour, just a nice short video or whatever message that I listen to that kind of gets me into deep reflection. And then I sit down and I affirm myself. What we think of ourselves is what we believe in ourselves. And so if we don't think that we can do hard things, if we don't think that we have what it takes, then we're never going to be what we think we can be. And so I write down fears that I have. I read a different devotional that I'm doing, and I pray. I basically just kind of set my day for what I'm going for. I set my goals before God because that's what I believe, and I just kind of write it all out. I journal, I draw, I doodle, but I visualize and I affirm myself. And I think that it's so funny because it's, as I go into my day, if I've gone in with, yesterday wasn't the greatest parenting of days. My kids definitely pushed me. And so if I go in with this idea that I'm not as good as I was yesterday, and we're not going to do any better, then I feel like I immediately am setting myself and my kids up to fail. But if I go in with patience and kindness and things that I'm already working towards, I find that my goal is to be a great mom. So I have a mindset of going into whatever the morning's going to bring with that mindset. So I journal, I keep my journal, and I write out, I write out things that I want to see for the day, and I believe it. I just slowly start believing it, and I watch as all that does come to fruition. Right now it's bring people into my life that I can help, bring people that I can show how to, be whatever. These are the things that I'm writing. And then little steps of, if there are steps of to-dos, then I might write those as well. So it's not going to be what you will do, but not only what you want to do, but what you're going to do. This is where vision boards come into handy if you're somebody who likes vision boards. So if you're working towards, a goal in your job, or you want, whatever it is in life, it's great to create a vision board, even for your fitness goals. So try to find time to just sit. And this, again, if you're starting that 10 minutes early, then these are like 2 minutes each. They're nothing crazy. It's not like you're sitting there and you're creating a dream board every morning. No, you're just breathing through ideas of what it looks like to create healthy habits in the morning. I don't eat, I don't drink coffee, I just drink my lemon water, and then I move to my pre-workout, and these just go hand in hand. So I drink this and then I move on to this, which brings me on to my E, which is for exercise. Oh, by the way, there's an acronym for this whole thing. So S was for silence, which is when I have my headphones in. A is for affirm, V is for visualize, and E is for exercise, and we're spelling out savers. Also, when you're in that silent mode, if you want to put music on, if something inspires you, and if you're a musical inspiring, then, try that. That works really well for me as well. But then you exercise, and we all know how I feel about exercise. It doesn't need to be an hour. We're talking 30 minutes. You're getting this done before you even have to start your day. So this needs to be an hour before you go to work out. Before you get ready, because you want to make sure you have time for that as well. And of course, you have your clothes laid out. You have all the things that you need to do to succeed. I literally fill up my water that I'm going to be drinking for the day downstairs. I cut my lemons. I leave my cup out. I leave my journal out. I leave headphones out. I try to make sure everything is streamlined so that there's no excuse in the morning. And then R is for read, personal development, professional development, rereading the best things that really inspire you, reading inspiring stories, biographies, someone that inspires you, read from them. Now, I will tell you that I don't necessarily pick up a book and read. I listen to a book and read. And that's also something I do. I read at nighttime. So my read isn't necessarily part of my morning. It's part of my getting ready process. So when I'm getting ready, I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm listening to a book, or I'm learning in my field so that I can be a better, whatever I'm trying to be. And then the last one, S, is for scribe. And that's journaling. So my S and my A and my V are all together. I am scribing, I'm journaling, and I'm affirming, and I'm visualizing. It works for me. It's part of that's the time that I have set aside for doing all those things. However, at the end of the night, I do a gratitude journal, which I'm going to go over a different day. But that's kind of how I set up my day. That's how I go in with energy. Energize, which is my pre-workout, carries me till at least 2 p.m. So I feel like I don't crash. There's no crash and burn. My workouts are strong. I feel like I'm going in with a lot of energy, even though I haven't maybe slept as much as, the guy next door. But I set my day up for success so that I can get the most out of my day. And I think that is what is missing in so many people's lives, is this idea that they wake up and they just go and they go and they go and they go, and they have no real plan. They have no real, what do they want out of their day? What are they hoping to succeed and achieve? And what are the things that make them their hearts beat, and rather than rushing from point A to point B. I know for me, my goal is to be ready so that I can get my husband out the door, so that he can get to work, so that he can go do him. So this is how I set up my day. I already have my to-do list for the day. It was done last night because that helps me sleep better, knowing I have a plan for the rest of my day. But that is how you have a miracle morning. You have a morning that is thriving, that is full of life, full of affirming words, full of joy, full of growth and clarity, and then of course your physical. So I hope that this is helpful. You guys, this has been, since I started my fitness journey, this has probably been the biggest part of what gets me to where I want to go, what gives me that excitement for the day. And so I can't wait to see you put some of these into practice, and I can't wait to hear how it works out for you. So that is a miracle morning. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing my next life hack